How you going, guys? It's Jetsima here again, and today we are going to have a look at a add-on plugin that you can use for your simulators. So this one works for the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Also works for Prepared and X-Plane and FSX. It is an old app for aircraft, but it has been updated for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it works really well, just like FS Passenger and a few other things. But this does cargo as well as just passengers. So if you're looking for a airline manager system where you can control your own airline or be part of the airline, so building it up from scratch, you don't have to have a PC for this, and you don't have to have a simulator for this. You can make it completely AI controlled, and you're just the manager in the background as a CEO. But you can actually fly aircraft as well. So if you're looking forward to flying in your own airline online, this is where you come. There is other ones like FS Economy, but there has been a few bugs with that. I will do a comparison video on FS Economy and OnAir once I get access to FS Economy. However, the two different things that I can say about it, or the biggest difference, is OnAir is subscription based that I can see. You get a 7-day trial to test it out. I'm on the trial version at the moment, but I have done one flight. I have 2 accounts. This is going to be the account that you see on screen at the moment is just one that I made up that I'm not using, just so my other one is secret still. But we'll go in and I'll show you what it is all about. So we'll go in and have a quick squiz, shall we? So we'll go ahead and log in. So once you have registered, bad email address. Okay, let me just double check what's going on. It should have worked straight away. There's always a bug. Always a bug when you start a video. So I'm just going to quickly do this in the background. Didn't confirm my email address, did I? Of course I didn't. Now it should work now. Let's see. Copy. I betcha it is the password. That is broken. So once you logged in, that was the password, but once you have logged in, you will come to Online Air Manager. Then it will bring up the main page. So it's just loading the airports of around the world. Well, actually first, if you've never actually made a character, you'll come to your start up your company character. So what we'll show you is demo. So demo flight. There's probably already one out there, so I'm just going to go demo 101. I don't know if there's any out there. Airline code, we'll do demo again, and you will make your name whatever. I'm just going to make it Joe, or let's just make it Jetsima. Alright, so you make your name in there. I use my real name. We're going to use the birthdays of your real. You can go and chuck in whatever hours you actually have in the real world. In my real world, I have 20. Well, somewhat 20. Very close. Then you want to choose your airfield location. I'm just going to go ahead and let's say YSSY is my new location. So it even comes up and what size airfield it is. So we could have a look at Melbourne, so YMML. That's also a 05. So what would KLAX be? KLAX Los Angeles is also a size 5. So if we wanted to check out a different size, like Archerfield YBAF, that's a size 1 airfield. Now, I'm not 100% sure what the sizes mean. I do, obviously, bigger airfields, bigger things. We'll have a look more into that in a little bit. And as you can see here, warning, I don't own a simulator or don't use a simulator and just want to play with the AI pilots. So if you just want to be a CEO, that is it. But got to remember, this is built in real time. So if you send out a flight, you've got to wait for the 3 or 4 hours that it takes for that flight. So just think about that. You've got quite a few avatars, and you can check your difficulty level, whether it's realistic, classic, or whatever. So we'll just go with easy. If you click survival mode, that locks it into realistic mode, so it's really up to you. But anyways, we'll click classic mode just for this particular demo. So we'll see if demo actually comes up. The code exists, so I might be able to do, let's dem 1. There we go. So now where we created our company, we'll come up to the main menu area, where there'll be news, reports, updates, all that sort of stuff on the manager thing. And eventually, there it is. So we'll have all the different databases. So it does support, it's got some news there, all that sort of stuff. Do you need a quick tutorial? Complete the tutorial and get rewards. I didn't actually do that. A single piston aircraft, so you get a reward and stuff. I didn't actually have a look at that, so I might actually have a look at that. But anyways, you have obviously subscription will end, your company name, and your current playing status, whatever that is. Change world. Didn't even see that. The initial world deployed since launch. This world can only be played in survival mode. Played with survival mode options, and you need a clear strategy to be profitable long run. Flights can be made by humans or pilots. This is a world without AI, so if you have a look, there's different ones here. There is no minimum renting hours per day for aircraft. So you can have AI and you can fly, but this one I'm guessing is no AI, so you're going to have to do everything for yourself. So if you're in survival mode, I think I'm in this one here on the on my actual main. But anyways, we go ahead and we click into the persistent world of the airline manager. So you're working with other people or doing demand. So it's very similar to FS Economy, and you will need to like buy your aircraft, you'll need to rent aircraft, and the rent will be based on how long you're flying. So if you're flying for 3 hours, you'll be charged for 3 hours of flight. So, and then obviously you got to get the aircraft back. So if you got 3 hours out and then go 3 hours back, then that's 6 hours of rent. So you got to be mindful of renting. Alright, so we're connected to the simulator as stated up there, MFS, no tracking in progress. Okay, we start off in Classic with 170k, employee value got none, income's got none, ratios and jobs. So we actually have a pending job there. We also have how many aircraft, we've got none. FOBs we have none, and our level. So we actually have levels in this as well. Employee 1, that's us. So you can have partners in the game. We'll have a look at that as well. We'll actually do that probably on my other one. I'm just showing you a real quick one because my other one I've already started. So this is just a real quick one. So we'll go through it. Okay, so you've also got drop down boxes to find certain things real quickly. We also have find jobs, airports, hire employees, FOBs. That's all in the database there. And then you have settings. So everyone, you should probably come and check your settings and check to make sure that you have Microsoft or Prepared or X-Plane. Doesn't have FSX, so my bad for saying that before. you can choose your Xbox person and how loud they are. This offset is how many, so it's based on local time. So if you want to set daylight savings, you can click 1. Okay, so that's it. But if it's based off local time, that's not a big deal. But if you want, say it's like 2 in the morning, but you don't want to take off at 2 in the morning because you'll have extra charges taking off outside controlled airspace hours or outside airport hours. So if it was 2 a.m. And the airport doesn't open till 7, you might want to increase your company offset by 5 hours. Okay, so at the moment I'm just leaving it there, and you can go ahead and change all of these different things here, and you can go ahead and change these. If you are in survival, you won't be able to change any of these, but you can click turn survival off. However, that is up to you. In survival mode, you have to wait for certain times to for your people to get there, like instant cargo, transport, player, all that sort of stuff. Otherwise, in realistic, you'd have to wait until your player gets to that particular area before you can use it. That sort of thing. Check ride, that's when you start getting licenses for other aircraft, so you'll have to do a check ride, and realistic renting time, all that sort of stuff. We'll get into that. Alright, so we'll go back to the dashboard, and we'll go into each individual one. Now, a really good thing up the top here is you've got arrows left, back and forward, and home. So, first one is your cash. What do we do in the cash area? Okay, so this is just your equity. This is your bank balance. This is your wallet. This is everything. The date, report, and your balance, incomes, and your expenses. Okay, so as you use aircraft, you're going to need to pay for your expenses. So that's your bank balance at the start. If you're in survival, I think you start off with 70k. If you're on this one, you start off with 170. I think if you're on, you might start with 500,000 if you're on easy. But yeah. After that, we'll just hit the back button, and then we have the company value. Now, I haven't really looked at this yet, but this is what the company. So this is all the stuff that I own in cash and assets. I only have cash. I don't have anything else. I don't own FOB fuel. I don't own aircraft. Any aircraft. I don't own any FOBs. So I don't have any assets apart from my money and share capital. Okay, that's my own. Any bank loans? None. Cool. The next one is your incomes. So obviously you'll have income from your aircraft. So the more aircraft you own, the more incomes you get. I only owned one already, the A40 I think that I bought. I bought it, I didn't rent it. I had, I'm testing my luck. We'll have a look at that in the next future videos. Right, so that is your incomes there. If you have any aircraft flying around, that's where they will be. Your next one is ratios. So your ratios, loan, all your incomes and all that sort of stuff. I am not an accountant, so I'll have to learn that over my own time. So, alright, so the next one is jobs completed and pending. Okay, so we do have one job pending. So you've got the logistics center. There is no jobs at said airport wherever I am at the moment. I'm not anywhere on the map that I can see, but there is no jobs at the moment. I do have a pending job, which is a tutorial job, which looks like it's going from said location up to said location. So obviously Archerfield to BSU. That is just based on where your hometown is. So we have Archerfield there, and we're going to get 5 million. We're going to get 1,000 XP, and it expires, never expires. So there will be an expiry date. What we got to do? No passengers. We need 129 cargo, so that's 129 pound to take to Sunshine Coast. So what and how do we get there? But before we get there, we have favorite jobs. If there's a particular job you like, and cargo could be your favorite jobs or whatever. FOB queries, don't understand any of this yet, not up to it. and outsourcing. So if you need to outsource from another company or another player, they will bring that stuff to you, and you can go ahead and do that. So that is pretty cool there. Right, so the next one, let's go back to dashboard. Oops. Is FOBs. Now we don't have any FOBs. FOBs is forward operating base or forward base operation. You don't have one. Do we need to own one? I would like to own one. So YBAF, one day, we could go here and see if we can buy one. Okay. Gathering database. Please wait. Right, cool. Alright, so how many FOBs do we have at YBAF? There is FOBs everywhere. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it looks like you can go and the open here. Open until UTC 8 AM. So that's not too bad. So that means the airfield is open right now, which is really cool. What do we got here? It tells us our runway length. So yeah, sky vector, airport data, search aircraft. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you can have a look at your FOB and you could probably find. So there is services here that you can buy. Buy a 100 LL container. Buy a jet fuel 5.3 gal container. Don't know what it is. Cannot buy it this FOB. Okay, so we can't do it. Create an FOB. I don't know what this is all about, but we can have a look at can't do it, don't have the FOB agreement. So that brings us back to skills. So we'll get back into FOB in the future. So skills. As you increase your level, you can increase your whatever you want here. First off, banking loans, better interest rates, negotiable parking fees. So obviously you got to pay for parking at your airfields. Aircraft ownership and negotiable landing fees, all that sort of stuff. And then you have FOBs and workshops, and so you can completely upgrade. So your passenger licensing, your boarding time, fuel load speed, cargo speed, all that sort of stuff. Hiring agreement, so if you want to hire pilots to do stuff for you, that's all there as well. So that's the skill tree. So there is skills and licenses for you to require over time, which is really, really good. And also, last but not least, employees, which is yourself. Yeah, flight attendants, eventually you'll have to buy them, and mechanics to repair said aircraft. So how many hours have you already got? 20 plus how many hours you're already playing in game. So think about that. So you have 20 hours already, so you can have 5,000 hours and then plus 0, which means how many hours in game have you already got. So your next one, so you'll need to find jobs. So again, we said no jobs are out there. So let's go and find an aircraft. So we want to find an aircraft here, so choose from list. We're going to select single piston aircraft, and it will come up with every aircraft that is out there, from prepared to explained to Microsoft Flight Sim. But we're only using one particular. And there it is. There is FSX, which is there. Alright, so we want to actually find a particular sim only. So we'll just filter Microsoft Flight Sim. And there you go. And then you can go ahead and let's say we want to have a look at the SR20, and we want to find it within Brisbane area up to 250 nautical miles, and there is a couple. Now, I don't know if this is somebody's, but this is real red. I'm going to take the red one for example, but if you have a look on the right hand side, you have rent. Now this is per hour of flight time. So like I said, you're going to fly it for 6 hours, you need to pay 290 times 6, or you can just go out and buy it outright. Again, looking at this here, he has 11,000 hours on this aircraft. Some of them are quite cheap, so we'll just have a look so it's got more details. So 11,000 hours on the aircraft already. It is 160 nautical miles away from Brisbane, so you got to think about it. These aircraft are actually at that location. You need to go find it, so you need to fly it back to your FOB. So just think about where it is. So you need to, you might be lucky, you might find your lovely aircraft at your like your airfield, so, and then you can start doing your missions from your airfield, which is really good. Otherwise, you go out and purchase one and fly it back or whatever, or you can go out and rent it. Again, as you can see, you need to pay a bond, and you get that bond back if you don't damage the aircraft, but a dry rate per hour. So every hour you fly, that is 290 that you got to pay back. The airframe condition is only at 7%. 50% it is unflyable. Anything under 50% is not flyable. So 7% left on this aircraft. So I would not buy it. I would not rent it. I would go get lost. The owner is the system, or if it was a player, it would have their name there. And on the left hand side here, it gives you all your information of the aircraft and all that sort of stuff there. So you want to check the aircraft in the sim, go ahead, and all that sort of stuff. So you can go ahead and buy that, and off you go and go flying. But apart from that, guys, we will get more into it in the future videos from now on. We will, yeah, I will see you in another video. Catch you later, guys, and talk to you soon.